You, yes, little old you, have an impact on this earth. Your everyday motions like driving to school or eating lunch or even walking the dog affect what goes on behind the scenes in Earth's life. Everything is connected. Everything has a cause and an effect. Why not make the effect a good one? I asked myself the same question and came up with 3 modifications to my everyday life that can help the earth in some way: eating locally and GMO-free, carpooling, and composting. Today, in the United States, the majority of our major crops are genetically modified. 88% of corn, 94% of soybeans, tomatoes, squash, zucchini, the list goes on and on. Along with GMOs, our country runs on the mass production of crops. Out in the Midwest, crops like corn are harvested and shipped around the country and even the world. With this comes extra pollution from farm equipment as well as trucks that transport the food to your grocery store shelves. So, in hopes of limiting the amount of GMOs I'm digesting and the amount of pollution emitted from transportation, I'm going to start eating more locally grown and organic foods. A farmer's market is a perfect source of locally grown produce. They are guaranteed to provide nutrients and a wonderful taste, plus they're from close to home, so the amount of pollutants emitted to get the food to you have been significantly cut. For GMO-free foods, try the organic aisle in your grocery store. From fresh produce to snacks to minor ingredients, look for the 100% organic labels, and you're guaranteed a GMO-free addition to your diet. The current amount of CO2 in the atmosphere is about 0.04% or 400 parts per million. In a year, the average passenger car emits around 4.7 metric tons of carbon dioxide, contributing to the overall concentration of CO2 looming over us. Carpooling is one way that I found I can help this issue. Cutting down on the number of cars on the road equals at least a little less CO2 emitted into the atmosphere. Carpooling with one other driver for 7 days can save up to 1.9 tons of carbon dioxide. Compost is the process of recycling organic matter into an eco-friendly soil substitute. Compost replenishes and revitalizes exhausted soil with minerals and organic material, reduces soil erosion, helps prevent post-storm runoff, and helps soil sequester carbon dioxide. The process is simple enough, and both you and I can participate to make our soil and atmosphere happy. Step 1. Choose a compost bin. Compost bins are commonly square or cone-shaped, and some are a rotating tumbler style. I chose this wire basket for mine though. Step 2. Select a location for your bin. It is best to find a place that is well drained and accessible throughout the year. It should be placed over bare soil rather than rocks or cement in order for decomposing organisms like worms to reach the materials in the bin. Step 3. Fill your compost bin with yummy stuff for the little hungry worms. Common compost ingredients can be categorized into 2 lists: browns and greens. Browns include stuff like leaves, hay and straw, paper or cardboard, eggshells, and tea bags. Greens contain vegetable and fruit peels, coffee grounds, grass, weeds, and trimmings from green plants. Side note, don't add any meat or bones, fish or poultry, whole eggs, fatty waste, or dairy. Step 4. Make the compost. Kind of like a giant layer cake, your compost bin will start with a layer of brush, twigs, etc., then a 4-inch layer of brown material and a thin layer of good garden soil. Next, add another 4-inch layer of green materials with another thin layer of soil. Mist each layer with some water to moisten it, and then keep adding alternate brown and green layers until the bin is full. After this, turn your bin every 14 days or so to keep the compost moving. And finally, step 5. When your compost is ready to use, which can be anywhere from 14 days to 12 months depending on its use, it will be dark, crumbly, and mostly broken down with an earthy, soil-like smell. You can apply it to a number of places, including houseplants, flower and vegetable beds, new and established planting areas, or around trees. It's up to you. Try to make smart decisions when it comes to your effect on the planet. After all, it is you that's living here. Make it the best for yourself and the future. And it doesn't have to be something insanely huge like gathering all of the greenhouse gases and abolishing them while repairing the ozone-depleted atmosphere at the same time. Start with the little things. Pick up your friends on the way to school. Eat some fresh produce from your local farmers, and when you're done, throw the peel in your compost bin in the backyard. I'll do just the same. These steps lead to a bigger change, and at the same time, a smaller footprint. Thank you to all of the wonderful sources of information on these eco-friendly practices. If you would like to learn more about any of these topics, I will put their links in the description below, or you can click on each link from here. Now go and save the world. Down by the high school and just do all the weird turns to get there. But then I was like, I know one of these. Okay. Sorry.